Kamala was would have been my pick for the nomination in 2020. I have dual citizenship. I lived in California for 24 years. So I think this is great. I really think this is an excellent move. If you've seen her, when she's been questioning the Supreme Court justices or when she was in the debates, she's incredibly sharp, incredibly knowledgeable. I was quite disappointed that she wasn't selected. So I think this is, yes, good, very, very good news. As you can tell, I'm still processing what's just happened. I'm glad President Biden has done what he's done. I think it was the right thing to do.
It's a shame he couldn't have gone out by resigning with some dignity, because he served America, USA, and American politics, for over a long, long period. It was a service to his country. And it's a shame because always he's really been pushed, and it's not the most dignified way to go. But I think we've got to look back and say, look, he's served his country very well. It's the right thing he should go, because he really isn't fit to run a second term. Kamala Harris is a disaster. She's incompetent. She's weak. She doesn't come across well. She would be an absolute disaster as a president. Now, my view is Gavin Newsom, who's governor of California, interestingly, he hasn't endorsed her yet, and I think he may well make a bid. He's the man that should be in the seat, the hot seat, and I would bring in, because I know there's going to be accusations if you move Kamala Harris, it'll be racist, but let me bring you another solution to this. A very, very feisty, energetic African-American lady by the name of Chantel Brown. Now, she is the congresswoman for the 11th District of Ohio. She's done a fabulous job down there, really efficient. I would bring her in and put her on the ticket as vice president. That would be my lineup for the Democrats, because with Kamala Harris, she's deeply unpopular amongst Democratic voters. I've got a lot of friends in the United States, and she's not popular at all. And the suggestion that it will unite the party is utter nonsense. If anything, it will create splits. But that would be my take on it.
This idea that Trump is somehow destroying democracy or is going to destroy democracy, he is an embodiment of Trump derangement syndrome. He sounds like an otherwise intelligent person who's become deranged by his hatred for Donald Trump. And that's why you've now got a situation where it's so divided that people are trying to murder each other. So I just wanted to say that.
I didn't think that Spencer Critchley was deranged at all, because I asked him to be specific about the ways in which Donald Trump embodied a threat to democracy, and he set them out, and they were changes to the composition of the Supreme Court, the immunity from prosecution accruing to the president, things like that basically put the president above the law, and I regard that as a threat to democracy. I don't think that's deranged.
Well, I think it's a fantasy. I don't think he is above the law, as we've seen by the lawfare that's been carried out against him and the convictions that have been, in some crazy way, upheld against him. So he's clearly not above the law, is he? And also, we don't need to go into this fantasy of what might happen if Donald Trump's the president. He was the last president, so we got 4 years to see what happens when Donald Trump's the president.
Yeah, but
he is a known quantity.
I mean, he has also told his MAGA supporters, you ain't seen nothing else. I'm gonna be a dictator on day one. Some people say that means only on day one.
I don't. I think that what the media does, Rachel, and I think you're doing it there, is they take little tiny snippets and they change that. If you go back to the actual rally where the word dictator was used, it's a very, very different context. So I don't think he has promised to be a dictator, and I don't think he will be a dictator when he wins, which he will win convincingly in November.
Okay, thank you. And Dan, what do you do in the United States? Do you live there? Do you work there?
Yeah, I live and work here. I've been here for 5 years now. So follow the political situation.
Do you have a vote?
I do not get to vote. I pay a lot of tax, but I'm not allowed to vote. Unlike some other migrants into the country, I might hasten to add, that are not citizens.
A lot of names thrown around and sort of flailing around in desperation, playing identity politics bingo. But nobody attached to these policies can even compete in an election.
With?
Trump has already won this election, and I think everyone in the world knew that about a year ago.
No, wait, Matt. I think everyone assumed that until about 2 hours ago. And now I think it's up for grabs again. Trump is looking old. He's the oldest presidential nominee there's ever been in the history of the United States. He makes long, rambling, incoherent speeches. Let's say Kamala Harris gets somebody really appealing with great curb appeal, a good speaker like J.D. Vance. They can really take on Trump Vance. Why not?
Young people in America have moved on. They see Trump as the future and the people behind him as the future. The rallies excite them. All they see from the Democrats are identity politics, an insane set of policies that basically drain everybody's pocket. People aren't bothered anymore about what the Democrats have got to say. So wheeling out the old names, Clinton, Obama, people are bored to tears of that. People don't want that anymore. That's why Trump wasn't in the...
Sorry, Matt, but on what basis do you make those grand assertions?
Just watch American television, all news networks, the desperation in the media, the derangement syndrome is on its way back. Senator Critchley's comments. Joe Biden was only made president as a malleable husk to basically install the democratic policies that are now going to lose the election. So they're now hanging Harris out to dry because she's the name that will be attached to these policies. Gavin Newsom won't go near this ticket. Nobody with any half a brain will go near this ticket because they already know Trump.
Interesting take. Perhaps you're right, Matt in Tameside.
I heard the breaking news alert come on my phone, and with all the things happening in the world, the first thing I hoped was, please tell me he's stepped down, because all the way across the pond, I mean, it doesn't directly affect us here, but Trump is and always will be, with everything he stands for, a threat to democracy everywhere. And it sounds so hyperbolic when you say things like that, but I honestly don't think it is to say that. And you had a caller on earlier saying that Senator Critchley's comments were the reason why there's violence towards people and in politics, and suggesting that's why there are people trying to assassinate Donald Trump previously. And
it was a strategist, not a senator. But yes, I mean, that's what he said.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's all right.
He's forgetting the January 6th. He's forgetting all the things we've heard coming out of Trump and their base's mouths over the past months and years. I just think to say something like that is really selective, and I just feel utter relief that Biden stepped down. You know, I think before his catastrophic debate with Trump, everyone felt comfortable him going head to head with him, but after that, everyone knew the writing was on the wall. And it came a bit too late, him stepping down, but there's still time. You know, whether or not it's Kamala Harris or someone else, I think they stand in an infinitely better chance of taking Trump on. And I'm hopeful.